Hello. Okay, so I've been seeing videos on YouTube, and I've been really wanting to give them a try. And it's about making like faux opals and stuff. A lot of the videos I saw use lots of different interference powders, lots of little mylar glitters, lots of different things. And I thought, gosh, there's got to be an easy way to do this. Possibly not. Possibly only able to do it with one way. But I thought, what about if we give it a go and see what else we can use that you might have more access to, and see if we can get some similar results or something that would look pretty in jewellery, things like that. So this is the little tester I did from one of the videos, from a couple of the videos, and so I'm just going to try and use things that I've got around. So I didn't have a specific jewellery mould. I've got this one, but it's got a hole in and I didn't like the way that, and then I've got plenty of the cabochon moulds, but we actually needed to do this, so we need it actually to be flat on the bottom, so that's not going to work. And I thought, well, perhaps I'll try and do a reverse one, and it got way too complicated. I'm like, no, when I'm doing this for the first time, I need to try it sort of, you know, simple. So I actually have a coaster mould. Don't worry, this is far too big. But if I turned it on the back and I thought, oh look, there's a tiny little circle. So I used the circle to see, you know, and it worked. It doesn't have to be, you know, a masterpiece. I just want to see how we get on. So they did, let me see. So I'm going to try and, I've got some interference powder, I don't know how you say it, from a Sophie and Toffee box, and I have these little glitters from the Sophie and Toffee box. Now they come in these. Now for this next one I might try and use this pink and see how we get on. That's the blue, but they do different sizes, but I thought the big ones might not work so well. So I'm going to try it with these because this is the closest things I've got to what they used, and then after that I'm going to try some normal craft glitter, and I've got some luster pearl mica, and we'll see if we can interchange any of the ingredients and see if it works. If it doesn't work, well then we've lost nothing. Just, you know, if it does work, then it means that we might be able to get the same effects with less expensive materials or things that you would have lying around anyway. So here we go. So their first layer, they said, was a milky white UV resin. So I'm going to use the French UV resin, which you've seen me use lots of times. I've mixed them with the tiny, tiny, tiniest dot. Now when I say dot, it was like a pinhead dot of the Resin 8 pigment white, because that's, I thought about using the alcohol ink, but so you could use the alcohol ink I suppose, but I don't really like the alcohol ink effect in UV. So I'm just going to, it was a tiny pinprick and I mixed it so you can barely see it in there. So we'll get enough to cover the bottom. Now some people did glitter in the bottom layer, some people didn't. I'm going to try and put a little bit. Some people put a lot more glitter than others. No, I just want to make sure I've got no air bubbles. Okay. My torch is way too big for this, so. And then a little bit of the glitter. So I'm going to try it with any more in because I think I think I preferred the ones that had slightly less in, because it wasn't quite so... I think if you put too much in, it just looks like a glittery... doesn't quite look... Some people use Mylar flakes like this. Some people use great big chunks of Mylar, like shredded paper stuff. I wasn't as keen on those because that looked a little bit more fake to me. But we'll give it a go. Right, just move that out of the way. On the lamp. I'm going to cure this for 2 minutes. Okay, so we'll pull it out. And then... lots of people filed theirs if they've got high sides. I wasn't as keen on that idea because some then got a milky side, so let's like the filings went inside. I'll see if I can just sort of gently pull away the edges. See, it goes... try and do the high bits and then we'll leave it. So I don't necessarily want bits of filings in my... Right, we'll leave it at that. Okay. Then they did a layer of clear. So let's do a layer of clear. Oh, no. I did think about taping it down on this. That might be a better idea. Although you watch, it'll go wonky now. But at least it stays still. When I did the last one, it was all over the place. So let's see. Right, does that look fairly even? Okay. Let's go again. And we'll do it for another 2 minutes. Okay, now it says the interference powder or inference, oh I don't know what it said, on the top. So I'll get some of this. I'll use the stain that side, but that side's better for some reason, so I'll use that side. And it says to rub on. I'll try and link the video underneath where I got some of these ideas from. She does it much better than me, but this is the whole point, we're to try things and see if we can develop our own way of doing things. I'm a firm believer in learning everything but using your own twist on things. I don't like copying people, that's not my style. Okay, does that look, that looks shiny rather than powdery, doesn't it? Okay, then another layer on top. Of clear. And glitter. Where did I put my glitter? Try and spread it evenly. Although I'm sure real opals and stuff don't have it even, and then we'll cure that for 2 minutes. Okay, then it was interference powder again. it's looking better than the first one. I think this one was a little bit more milky with the whites. I think it's that kind of getting the proportions right. Oh, it's stuck to me. And then the milky. So basically what we're doing, we're just building up layers of glitters and interference powders to give you that milky, almost transparent, almost milky kind of opal look, with glitters that kind of imitate the opal appearance. So I can see why the Mylar glitters and stuff are great, but if you've watched some of my other videos you'll know I like to push the boundaries, and also we don't all have all of these things that, you know, that these other YouTubers have. We don't always have the supplies, we don't always have the money for the supplies, so I like to see if we can push what we can get out of things, and also not just copy, create our own ways of doing things. I like to create my own ways of developing things, stuff like that. I'm not a massive fan of copying things. You need ideas and you need inspiration, and there's lots of inspiration on YouTube, but I always think you should put your own twist on things. Other people think differently and, you know, don't do that, but that's just me. Just put a bit more on there because I thought it was a little bit flat. Because I think a nice domed effect would be much better than a flat effect. Okay, let's give that a cure for another 2 minutes and we'll see. Okay, so top coat. Just making sure it goes all the way to the edges. I'm definitely on this one so that we've got a nice rounded effect. Okay, and then we'll cure that for 2 minutes. Okay, so let's get this one off, if I can get it off. I don't know whether it looks quite like an opal. This is the blue and this is the pink. Yeah, they're kind of sweet. Don't think mine look as good as theirs did. Perhaps I've got a little bit too much glitter. Okay, so now we're going to have a go. So what we're going to we're going to use some luster mica. The interference, I like that, but we'll see if it works with this, and we're going to try. I've got some fine glitter and some chunky glitter. So let's have a go and see if we can get them anywhere near. Okay. Okay, so this one was with the interference and the chunky glitter. So you can see how the uniformity of the glitter doesn't really lend itself to a real, but it's pretty. Okay, so what I'm going to do then is I'm going to go and carry on off camera, and I'm going to do some more testers, and then I'll bring you back and we'll compare them all. Okay, right, I've got a right little collection going on here, so I'll show you piece by piece. Okay, so originally these are the two that I did first, following some of the methods that they did on YouTube. So they came out nicely. This was the interference powder, this was the white. No, I'm wrong. This is the interference powder with the blue Mylar, and this is the interference powder with the pink Mylar. So this is sort of what I was comparing it to see what results I would get. So the first one I did was, this was the interference with chunky glitter, and I wanted to see, now I think I put too much glitter in, so I don't think it looks fantastic, but you could definitely make a go of it with these. Now this is the one that I did, see how less glitter looks better. This is the one I did white, this is with the interference, and I think I actually slightly prefer the white. And then I have got this one is fine glitter with the interference powder, and this is, I still don't know if I'm saying it right, I'm very sorry if I'm saying it wrong, because that would be really irritating, wouldn't it? And this is the white luster mica. So again, I do like it, but I think this is a little bit too pigmented, so it comes up a little bit too pink, whereas an opal, a real opal, is a little bit more muted. So I'm undecided on, I like the white one slightly better. In between the two would be good. And then this, it compares to this one. So this is the white luster mica, and this is the interference powder. And I actually prefer, on this one, I actually really prefer the white. This to me looks too fake, whereas this gives me more of a luster feel, gives me more, I think, opacity, and I think I like this one better. So then I had a look and to see if I could come up with a combination of all of them to see what I would do to make my perfect opal. So I used larger flakes, then medium, then a tiny bit of glitter. And this is the purple interference, and this is the white. So I liked this approach better than the others. So then I came up with a hybrid, which is this one. This is my favourite. This is what I consider my favourite of all of them. So I'll show you now how I did this, and then you can see what you think and try for your best. But I definitely think that you can get the similar results with the white luster. You can get similar results with different sizes of glitters. I don't think you have to have the Mylar, although it's nice and it does look a little bit better, but it's not a definite. If you wanted to create something opalescent, if you wanted to create something like an opal, and you didn't have the exact same products that they had, you can definitely get some similar effects. I don't think you have to run out and buy all these really expensive Mylar glitters and things like that. I think you can definitely get some similar effects. I'm going to show you how I did my favourite, and then I'll let you make up your own mind. Okay, so this is how my favourite one came out. It's a bit hard to see with all the reflection of the lights. So, conclusion, I definitely think you could use other things to substitute for the Mylar and the interference powders. They are really good though when you do use them. I've used a combination of all the things I've learned to create this one, which is my favourite. Yeah, but I definitely think that there is scope for testing other things, using other things in order to make these opal effects and things like that. So I hope you've enjoyed this. If you have, please like and subscribe. It does mean the world to me, and it will enable me to do more testing, more videos like this, so that you don't have to, and that you can learn something. I'm always learning. It's always good to look at things at a different perspective and try things out, and I like testing things for you guys. So I hope you have a fabulous day. Take care, and I'll see you soon. Bye.